जीवन है एक मेला, सही दिशा पे चल दो राही, गजब जीवन का है खेला। चेला को बस गुरु चाहिए, गुरु को बस चेला, चेला को बस गुरु चाहिए, गुरु को बस चेला, चेला को बस गुरु चाहिए, गुरु को बस चेला, चेला को बस गुरु चाहिए, गुरु को बस चेला।
Today's episode is dedicated to 37 plus senior sales executives, and we are calling this episode ANT, A-N-T. What is ANT all about? We'll let you know very, very shortly. But as we start the program, we'll start it with a double delight, which means we have two big informations, very good news to share with you. First news is iCanter has reached 500 student mark, and looking back, it's an absolute delight. We never imagined that such a number can happen, and we are feeling very, very proud about it, that 500 sales executives have invested in our program. It's really a proud moment, and we are very, very thankful to the believers, our students, and quite a few industry leaders. Thank you all very, very much. And the other news is also kind of connected. There is a special person, a believer. He kind of sets the target for us, and today he will be speaking to you from an overseas location. Let me give you kind of a brief about him. I knew this guy some 18, 19 years back when he was working in Western UP. I kind of have a three-dimensional friendship with him at a work level, on the table tennis board, and as a believer, I canter kind of a setup. So then I again met this guy when he was in Calcutta Metro. We also worked briefly in head office. Today he's handling a very big portfolio, and he'll be talking from South Africa, and the name of the person is Arpan Sur. Now let us hear it from him directly. Hi Arpan, all yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Arpan Sur and I have over 20 years of FMCG experience. I'm currently the marketing lead for Mondelez International in the Sub Saharan Africa business unit based out of Johannesburg. I've had the privilege of having Gigi or Gautam as my mentor in the early years of my career, and I still enjoy my chit chats with him from time to time. Now, iCanter has been going great guns. I remember some years back when they crossed the milestone of 300, I jokingly challenged Gigi, saying that now that Sehwag has been breached, Lara should follow soon. Lara has 400 in Test cricket, 500 in county cricket. And that's been breached too. So well done to iCanter, and I hope that Pele, or the milestone of 1000, is not far away either. Now, iCanter is a unique initiative by Gautam, where he mentors sales executives in their journey to become ASMs. He not just helps them perform, but also manage perceptions to grow in their careers. He uses his vast experience to give tips in the form of simple formula, which is easy to use in day-to-day life. Please use the T2M Talk to Mentor facility to get a 1-hour free chat with Gautam. This particular episode is dedicated to the senior sales executives in their journey to becoming ASMs. With a bit of an effort and of course the guidance from Gautam, I'm sure you can make it happen. So all the very best to all of you for rich learning, and enjoy this episode. Back to you, Gigi. Thank you.
Arpan, you have been so kind to us as always. Otherwise, how you could have set such a soft target of 1000? Joke apart, we are going for it. Thank you, Arpan. We will be reaching out to you in future also. Let's get down to today's topic, but before that, let us give you the suggestion. If you are 37 plus, our suggestion is that You must relaunch your career today. Just look back to the biggest brands of the world. All have gone through relaunches. And why relaunch? It's a brand correction and also bringing in relevance. So you are also a brand. And if you are carrying certain soft spots around you, you need to correct them and you need to make yourself sharper from today. Therefore, our strong suggestion to you is that seriously consider relaunching your career from today. Let us now analyze and see what are the options do you have. You have got clearly two options. One is in your current organization, the other one is in another organization. In both the cases, you will have to face certain set of challenges and you must be prepared to deal with them. Now we'll discuss them one by one. Let us start with your current organization. You have to face assessment center, which is A out of our ant. Assessment center is super critical for you to become an ASM in your current organization. If you are in a top 30, top 40 kind of organizations. Okay, what is assessment center? Some people call it development center, some people call it boards, some people call it PES. So there are various expressions. But assessment center is all about certain top performers are short selected and they will have to go through role play, group discussion, case studies, and behavioral interview. And few are qualified and they are promoted to the next level. So there is no way you can avoid assessment center and you need to work really hard on that. But unfortunately, you have a behavior which is not exactly professional because most of you get started once you get the notification as if, I mean, after 21 days, one has to sit for assessment center. So those kind of action points are knee jerk. You have to be very serious because this is a crucial day for you. And as we look at it, we suggest that you need to prepare for at least couple of months at a minimum level. Now, to give you a selfish example, very selfish example, at iCanter we have a dedicated program for preparing our students, helping them to meet assessment center, and our results are very superior and actually very encouraging to say the least. So we strongly suggest that give yourself a couple of months, prepare very well, and crack the assessment center. That's our suggestion. Now let's look at your option number 2. In this case, you are pursuing the role of an ASM in another organization. And here you have clearly two big challenges. One is, how will you get the calls? It is very unlikely that you will get regular calls for the role of an ASM being an senior sales executive. Very unlikely. So you have to be building a network, or you have to be part of a large network. That is super important, and that is N out of our ant. There is one more N, by the way, which is negotiation. The second challenge is that imagine that you have got some calls. Now you have to crack the interview. And in your case, because you are 37 plus, most of the interviews will turn into negotiations and they will ask you at least one very pointed question, that if your current organization has not promoted you, why should we do that? So you will face thematic questions and you have to negotiate very hard to overcome them and eventually win the interview. So N stands for building network or riding a network, and you have to also learn how to crack next level interview. And as I had mentioned, that it will most often turn into a negotiation, so you have to be prepared very well for that. And that is our suggestion for your option number 2. And finally, the T of ant, A is assessment center, N is network and negotiation, and T is tenacity. Tenacity is a huge behavioral plus point, which means that I will never quit and I will keep on preparing. I mean, never give up attitude has to be there, and I will always prepare harder and harder till I crack it. That kind of a mentality, mindset, resolve you must have. So, if you can really garner and regroup yourself, relaunch yourself for cracking assessment center, building network, creating the prowess of handling negotiation, interview, and also have the tenacity. Believe me, your age will not be a deterrent. You will become an ASM. Give yourself a big try. Give yourself a chance. Relaunch yourself. Relaunch your career. And we are there to support you. All the very best. Look, if you're 37 plus, you have to appreciate a couple of things, that your clock is ticking faster, and therefore you have to show a lot of urgency to become an ASM. And it is a very, very reasonable way to approach that particular role. And we sincerely feel that once you give a good effort, you'll be able to clinch it. And I must confess that it is not possible for me to give you all the details of how to deal with assessment center, build network, learn negotiation, and build tenacity. Okay, so our simple request to you is that please use the T2M facility, the Talk to Mentor facility. Go to the video description. All you need is to send us an email. The rules, the ways, all are written there. It's very, very simple, very, very easy to do. Use the T2M facility and learn all about it, all completely free of charges. And before we end the episode, we must tell you that next week we'll be talking about a fascinating topic called the career triangle. Don't miss it. See you all next Saturday to discuss the career triangle. Till then, all the very best and God bless.